Well, this is pretty embarrassing. Newsweek was forced to recall 125,000 copies of a special Madam President edition. Two versions were printed, one for Trump and one for Clinton. But only the Clinton version was sent to newsstands on election night. How'd that happen? Here now is Matt Cooper, political editor for Newsweek. Matt, it's great to see you.
It's great to see you, Tucker.
Thank you. So it was, look, I mean, everyone makes screw-ups like this, and I'm not here to mock you for that. It's the content of it that was unbelievable, and it was so unbelievable, actually, that I got to put it on the screen. I want to read part of the introduction to the Madam President edition. It describes this as the tone of the election grew darker and more bizarre by the day. President-elect Hillary Clinton went high when her opponent and his supporters went even lower. No stranger to trudging through the mire of misogyny in her career as First Lady, Senator, and Secretary of State. President Clinton managed to push for an issues-based campaign, even as a handful of Trump's deplorable supporters, seeing the wide margin she held among female voters, called for repealing the 19th Amendment. It goes on and on. Fear and hate-based conservatism. I mean, it's not even, it's breathless. It's not even hagiographic. It's pornographic. It's Soviet in his devotion to Hillary Clinton. Who wrote this?
It's embarrassing, and let me tell you how it happened and what we're doing to make sure it doesn't happen again. Newsweek, like a lot of publications, puts out special commemorative issues.
Yeah.
You've probably seen them on the newsstands. Yeah. You know, 75th anniversary of D-Day,
yeah.
Or, you know, we have one out about Harrison Ford's acting career. This is a big part of the magazine business now.
Yeah.
And what we did for the election was the company that we subcontract to, as you said in the intro, produced two editions. One, President Trump, the other,
right.
Madam President. They both, you know, the Madam President one mistakenly went out, which was the first embarrassment.
Yeah.
That should never have happened. And
but I can kind of see how it happened.
Yeah, but it can happen. But really, as you say, the writing in this is, shall we say, not up to the editorial standards of
pure throne sniffing. I mean, it's just like DNC talking points. So, I mean, who on your staff wrote that?
Well, no one on our staff wrote it. Again, we subcontract out to a company.
But when you read it before it went out, what did you say?
Well, no, we didn't, and that's part of the problem.
What do you mean you didn't read it before it went out?
See, we subcontract these commemorative issues to a company, and this is pretty common in the magazine business now. The company that does it for us does stuff for Reader's Digest or Scientific American.
Wait, nobody read this before?
Well, let me just finish.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's sort of been done on a separate track, and we did not review it before it went out.
Well, but what if they had like reprinted Mein Kampf or something? I mean, you
well, if they had
know.
reprinted Mein Kampf, that would have been even worse. There's no question. Look.
Well, but what if Fox just said we're going to give an hour of primetime air to like some random crazy person? We're not going to look at it before it goes on.
Well, look, this is a company that's done a lot of work for a lot of other magazines, Scientific American, CBS, Disney, all kinds of places, and they generally do good work. In this case, they really did not. And what we're going to do from now on is really take a look at these things.